season of high school football action right here on MITV. Hello, I'm Mark May along with Mario Reyna, ready for another thrilling campaign in high school action here in McAllen ISD. Tonight it's the McAllen Nicky Rowe Warriors taking on the Edcouch Elsa Yellow Jackets in the season opener for both teams. Mario, we've had some rain here tonight. We've got a nice pretty rainbow out there. Looks like both teams are ready to play some football.
They're absolutely ready to play, Mark, and it's unfortunate for them because I'm sure spring training is over, all those practices and the scrimmages is over, so they were looking forward to playing at 7:30, but because of the rain, they had to wait another hour, so it's going to be even more interesting to see how antsy the kids are and ready to hit each other.
Yeah, I'm sure both teams ready to rock and roll here tonight. Talk more about that in just a second, but this was a historic year in Texas high school football because not only did they have UIL realignment, but they actually created a new classification. It's now called Classification 6A. The largest schools that used to be 5A bumped up into 6A, and of course the 4A is up to 5A. So Edcouch Elsa is now a 5A, and Nicky Rowe is now a 6A. In fact, we have the district lineup for you as the UIL has rearranged things. They do that every 2 years. District 36A now consists of the three McAllen teams, the Warriors, the Mustangs, and the Bulldogs, and they'll be joined by the three La Jolla schools, the La Jolla Coyotes, the Juarez Lincoln Huskies, and the Lobos from Palmview, along with the Mission Eagles. A 7-team district, 4 of those teams will be making the state playoffs. Then in District 31, 6A, you've got your Mid-Valley schools and PSJAs and the Weslacos and the Edinburghs. And then District 32, 6A, got 22 schools in all that are moved up to 6A in the Valley. And in District 32, you've got the Harlingens, Los Fresnos, San Benito, and the Brownsville schools in there. So pretty much the same lineup we've had before in 5A. A little bit of shuffling around. They're now all classified as 6A. And should be interesting as that plays out here this season. But let's get back to this game, Nicky Rowe against Edcouch Elsa. What do you see as the keys here for tonight?
Well, what you're looking at is that both coaches are talk about the fact that they might not be in a rebuilding year, but they do have a lot of young kids. And that's what's going to play out today in our keys of the game, is that what's going to happen anytime it's your first game of the year, there's a lot of jitters, there's kids that are a little nervous, they're in their starting position, but now it's game time. Now it's for real. It's not a practice deal. And with those jitters, what will come of that is the turnovers. And that's going to be a big key to the game early in the season. Another X factor that we haven't talked about, Mark, is the fact that Coach Mike Uribe is now the assistant coach for Coach Paul Reyes, and he's the defensive coordinator. And he had a lot of years in Mercedes. So could that be an advantage for the Nicky Rowe Warriors, the fact that Coach Uribe had a lot of battles against the Edcouch Elsa Yellow Jackets, La Gran Máquina Maria, the great tradition that they have. And getting back to what you said about the realignment, Mark, that's exactly what's created today. You have maybe for the first time you see the Nicky Rowe Warriors playing against the powerhouse Edcouch Elsa Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Edcouch Elsa for years, a power in the 4A ranks, now moving up to 5A, still one class below the largest class there. But yeah, for years they've had quite a tradition there. And I know for them it's good to test their mettle against a larger school. What does Nicky Rowe get from it?
Well, Nicky Rowe, first of all, that's as tough as opponent you have here in the Valley playing against that team right there, that 5A team now. And I bet you throughout this telecast, we're going to be mixing up 6A, 5A. But that's the team you want to play. Right away, Coach Reyes is going to find out where his team is. And from there, he can build on it.
And speaking of his team, looking at the quarterback situation, we had Hector Vasquez, came in the middle of last year and looks like he'll be the starter again tonight.
Yes, that's who they announced as the starter. And Hector Vasquez came last year, as we know. Justin Owens, which was a tremendous quarterback last year, got hurt. And Vasquez was a JV quarterback at the time, and Coach Reyes had to call upon him, and he did a very good job. And Coach Reyes has a nice, I guess what you could call a challenge, because the other quarterback, John Pettis, is doing well. So it's something good, a good opportunity to see maybe both quarterbacks in this game. And the same as we were talking to Coach Mari Charlar earlier today, we're talking to him. What a great guy. He's a product of the Edcouch Elsa Yellow Jackets, so I'm sure everybody's real proud of him. But he was also talking that he has a little problem that he's got 3 pretty good quarterbacks on his team.
Yeah, and all 3 of them are going to be in the backfield in some way, shape, or form, aren't they? They've got Marco Aguinada, who is slated to start at quarterback, but then they've got a running back in Andrew Segura, who is also can play quarterback, and then they've got a receiver in Moses Gomez, number 1, and so he can play quarterback also. So you might see any of those guys. They might work in some razzle-dazzle. I never know what we can expect from this Edcouch team,
yes.
but they've obviously got some talent back there.
And now's the time of the year to try to see what you get out of this kid and get out that kid and just make it miserable for the scouting report, the teams that are scouting, because if you throw out a couple of quarterbacks out there, who do they prepare for?
And looking at Edcouch Elsa's defense, they only have like 3 starters back from last year's 9-2 team, but they have a real standout, a kid who has the size to maybe compete at the next level. He's a defensive tackle in Ray Dinal Guerra. He's number 68, stands over 6 feet tall, just a hulk of a player, and he'll be wreaking havoc there on the line tonight against this Nicky Rowe team. They'll have to definitely game plan around him. So some exciting things out there, a nice, interesting subplots to look for, and we all look forward to that. We'll continue on our pregame show in just a moment. You're watching Football Night at McAllen right here on MITV.
Gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reclaimed, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nice job there by Erica Trevino from Nicky Rowe. She's an all-state choir student. You can certainly hear why, the beauty in her voice there. She's a senior. She's also in the Razzmatazz show choir at Nicky Rowe, doing an excellent job with the national anthem here tonight. And there we see the JROTC members walking off, and they did a good job here tonight, showing off the colors for the state and the nation. And it's part of the tradition of football. We got the flag, we got the pageantry, we've got the big oversized helmet there in the respective end zones. Each team's got one. Everybody has to have one nowadays. And there you see the Rowe Tiaras, the dance team, ready to welcome the Nicky Rowe Warriors, who will be in their home Kelly green with the white numerals, the white helmets, and the gold trim, getting ready to start their season tonight. Nicky Rowe going 5-5 last year, Mario, just missed the playoffs. They were in contention to the very last week when they lost to Weslaco East. This year hoping to get things started off on a good note.
Yes, it was a tough district last year, and Coach Reyes was real close, but as he knows and everybody knows, close is not good enough. So they're really fired up this year. It's high expectations here at Nicky Rowe in a new district.
And Nicky Rowe at the good crop. They've got 11 starters coming back, 6 on offense and 5 on defense for Coach Paul Reyes. And 5 seniors will be starting on the offense, and we'll have 6 seniors on the defense. So some pretty good experience there. Also some new faces that we'll see out there as well for this team. And for Edcouch Elsa, they've got 5 starters back from a team that went to the by-district round of the playoffs last year. They have 2 back on offense and 3 back on defense, so a little bit of a rebuilding year here for the Yellow Jackets.
This is a pretty good game for both of them to start with each other because the expectations are high marked. Both teams expect to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, Edcouch Elsa in a new District 32-5A, along with their old nemesis. The Mercedes Tigers are in there. 2 Donna schools. Donna now has Donna High School and Donna North. That'll be competing against Edcouch Elsa. And then 2 of the PSJA schools, PSJA Southwest, and then I believe the PSJA Bears are also in that district. And there's Edcouch Elsa.
A little mind game right here.
Yeah.
They came out like, hey, we are Edcouch. We're La Gran Máquina Maria. Great tradition. Expectations over there, Mark, you better win. Not only win in district, but they expect always to go second and third round. They've always had great coaches over there. One that comes to mind is Gil Garza, the head coach football over there. And right now as we speak, he is now the athletic director in the Dallas Independent School District.
Yeah, I believe Gil Garza, head coach of the Jackets back in the 1980s, wasn't it? And started that great tradition that they have out there. There you see the Yellow Jackets coming out with the gold helmets. They've got the black pants, the black shoulder pads on their white jerseys, and the black numerals. And there you see the Edcouch Elsa Yellow Jacket supporters out there. About a 30-minute drive from Edcouch and from Elsa, the Twin Cities out there. But they follow their team wherever they go.
They sure do. And they have a lot of pride. A lot of pride in Edcouch Elsa. Always you see shirts all over the place talking about that tradition, La Gran Máquina Maria. Somebody had that trademark and started it with it. I think in those radio shows, I don't know if you remember, Mark, back in the day. If we take a look at Coach Paul Reyes, this is his fifth year here at McKellen.
Yeah, I believe so.
Might be his 4th or 5th year.
Came over from Mercedes.
Yes,
I believe,
and now him and his friend Michael Uribe, he served as the offensive coordinator for Michael Uribe when he was a head football coach at Mercedes, and now Michael Uribe is paying back the favor as Michael Uribe is now the defensive coordinator at Nicky Rowe High School.
Yeah, so we'll see how the defense looks, if we see some new looks and things like that on the defense with a new defensive coordinator this season. And as we mentioned, he was the former head coach at Mercedes, so very familiar with this Edcouch Elsa team. We see back there to receive for Nicky Rowe. They had a trio of players in number 9, Joseph Moreno, number 20, Jose Chavez, and 23, Eno Rios.
And Eno Rios is a kid that we got used to last year that carried the load a lot on the backfield.
Mauricio Ochoa will be kicking off for Edcouch Elsa. They have 2 kickers on their roster, but Ochoa, the one we'll see more often, number 19 right there.
It's game time, Mark.
Yeah, the 2014 season.
And already a penalty. How about that?
Oh, got a flag.
That's the earliest penalty I've ever seen in the history of a high school football game.
New record.
Maybe there's no penalty, Mark. It could be that he threw the flag, he spotted something that wasn't right. And he decided to grab a little attention.
It's the back judge there.
Oh, no,
He's
there
going to walk
is.
it back 5 yards. So, yeah, something about Edcouch Elsa there.
Well, this is early in the season. This is where you get this kind of penalties out of the way.
Yeah, I guess in a way it's kind of like preseason NFL football. You know, it is the first game, a lot of young players. You probably will see more penalties than you normally see at midseason or late in the season. But here we go, the 2014 season underway. Ochoa's kickoff is going to be fielded about the 8-yard line. Rowe running up straight up the middle across the 20. That's Rios. A helmet comes off of one player as Rios gets wrapped up at around the 25 and is brought down. And I believe on the tackle there, number 28, Juan Borjas, brought down Rios.
And right away, the Yellow Jackets are ready on play 1. That was a hard hit. And we know that anytime a helmet comes out of a player, they automatically have to sit out at least one play.
So let's see what we can do here. It'll be first down at the 25-yard line for Nicky Rowe. We'll have the starting lineup for Nicky Rowe in just a moment.
What do you think here, Mark? Do you think a pass? I'd say I'm going to make my first prediction of the year. Coach Reyes will throw a pass.
That's what he likes to do, and you can see it's an empty backfield there with Hector Vasquez in the backfield. They send a man in motion, Jose Chavez. First play of the 2014 season is a short pass to Raul Juarez, who hops his way to the first down. The junior receiver picks up good yardage out near the 40-yard line.
And that's a great play right away. That is Nicky Rowe. That's what defines Nicky Rowe. There's no secret about them. They're going to throw the ball, and they like to have an up-tempo game. They don't allow the defense to set up. They're already ready to go, and here it is. Vasquez on a handoff to the right side.
Yeah, trying to bounce it outside, and picks up a little bit of yardage here. That's Chavez, the junior running back. And it looks like he was forced out of bounds by number 1, Moses Gomez. Here's the starting lineup for Nicky Rowe. See, Vasquez, who was came in as a sophomore last year to start at midseason, so he has good experience at quarterback. And then Corey Buttles, Raul Juarez, Victor Adames, and Leo Mesa, the 4 receivers. Chavez forced in the backfield. And then we've got a big offensive line there with 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore in Michael Vega. It looks like we got a penalty against Nicky Rowe now. So they're walking it back 5 yards. We'll take a look at the defense for Edcouch Elsa. And you can see the one we talked about, number 68 there, Ray Dinal Guerra. He's just a junior, but stands 6'2", and he is a monster. Much talked about and touted during the preseason.
And a young defense. They actually only have 3 seniors. So that's something that Coach Flores will try to exploit.
And here's a quarterback draw. This is Vasquez. Trying to get outside, is hit and finally brought down. It looked like 77, the tackle, Gabriel Rodriguez, finally corralling Vasquez. By the way, they had a 10-yard penalty that pushed him back all the way to the 28-yard line. So this will bring up 2nd down, and it looks like 20.
And that's pretty much a play call by design, quarterback draw, trying to get the linebackers to be on their toes on the defensive side.
Vasquez wants to throw, is flushed out of the pocket, crosses the 30, breaks a tackle, 1st down, or no, he doesn't, crosses the 40 up to about the 41-yard line. He's looking at the wrong yard marker. He's still a long way from the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down, though.
We have
Nice
to
run there by
remember,
Vasquez.
as we talked about early in our pregame, that Vasquez does come in with a lot of experience, was trying to find a receiver, made the right decisions on the opening. Vasquez is a tremendous track. I do believe he's the district champion in the triple jump. So he has a lot of speed.
Brought down by linebacker Joel Cardoso, just a sophomore.
And
It says 3rd and 18
I
there,
think
but I believe it's 3rd
everybody's
and 8.
You're right, Mark. Everybody's in preseason form right now. Even the clock operator, it should be 3rd and 8 yards to go, not 3rd and 18. And the ball is at the 39-yard line, not at the 41-yard line.
There was a flag down, but they have waved that off, as you see. Well, just a 3rd down. 10 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Opening drive for Nicky Rowe, and this pass is overthrown, intended for Chavez.
And we do have a penalty, and this is the kid we were talking about. He is such a tough kid, very aggressive on defense. Ray Danali Guerra looks like he's going to be penalized for a late hit on Vasquez.
Yeah, that flag is in the backfield, and this is a break for Rowe, as this will give them the 1st down.
And you don't want to do that to a team that you already had them in a 4th down situation. They're probably going to punt, but on a 4th and 6, anytime Coach Reyes has the ball on his side, it doesn't automatically mean he's going to punt it. But that's a big penalty, Mark. It's a big 15-yarder automatic 1st down, gives the Warriors new life.
That's the 2nd penalty on the Yellow Jackets here early. I'll move it into Edcouch Elsa territory at the 44-yard line. On 1st down for Nicky Rowe, this is Chavez, flagged down as he's hit and goes down at the Edcouch 42. Gain of 2 on the play, but there is a flag down.
It could be a holding on the receiver for the Warriors that was trying to block. There's your holding, Mark. And one of the keys to Coach Reyes' offense is execution. Quick passes, and that means that the other receivers always have to be involved in the blocking scheme. And it's a rare holding on an offensive receiver on that play, Mark. But
that'll cost Nicky Rowe 10 yards. They move it back to the Rowe 46. It'll be 1st and 20. Clock moving at 9:34 to play. Snap to Vasquez in the shotgun. Handoff Chavez, sweep to the right. Breaks one tackle and is into Edcouch territory up near the 40-yard line. Nice run of 14 yards there and picks up all of the penalty yardage back. And it'll bring up 2nd and short.
That was a nice play call, and you could tell that Vasquez had to make the read. You can tell right there he's hesitating, made the right read, and they got a chunk of those yards back. Nice run by Jose Chavez.
And here's Vasquez on the keeper. Looks like he's close to a first down as he goes down, brought down by a couple of defenders, including 55, the middle linebacker, Sammy Alanis, for Edcouch Elsa. And speaking of middle linebackers, the head coach of Edcouch Elsa, Joe Marichalar,
A stud.
one of the great middle linebackers in Valley history. He was the defensive anchor of that 1997 team that went 13-1, 4th round of the playoffs. Here's a big run by Chavez right up the middle, and he is taking off for the end zone, and a touchdown! Touchdown, Nicky Rowe!
Mark, what a great run, but Chavez, nice nifty moves, and we'll take a look at the replay. But getting back to that penalty, it came back to haunt the Yellow Jackets. Instead of them getting the ball back, they gave up a touchdown, and that could go back to one of our pre-game keys to the game, so you have jitters. So the penalty comes back to hurt, and with 8 minutes and 28 seconds to go, the Warriors are looking good with a second chance.
Good hold, extra point is up, and it is good. Extra point there by 43, Vicente Vargas. He was their kicker last year, and picking up right where he left off. It's Nicky Rowe 7, Edcouch Elsa nothing. Here's another look at the touchdown. A 45-yard run right up the gut by Jose Chavez, the junior running back, showing that quick burst of speed to split the Edcouch defense. And now it's 7-0 Nicky Rowe. And yeah, like you pointed out, Mario, a costly penalty by Edcouch Elsa that was on a 3rd down that gave Nicky Rowe new life on that possession.
Welcome to your first game. First touchdown of the year, Jose Chavez. Pretty nice hold up the middle. And pretty much Jose Chavez, wearing glasses, did the rest on his own. Pretty nice quickness. You know, anytime a running back gets the ball mark and they're in open field, it's like their eyes get wide open and they smell the end zone, and that's exactly what Jose Chavez did. Great start here for the Warrior offense. Nothing new for Coach Reyes.
Yeah, 75-yard drive, took only 5 plays, 3.5 minutes off the clock. And Chavez, that man, has the first points for Nicky Rowe. Nicky Rowe had a real high-octane offense last year, so this is nothing new for them. They're a team that can put up points in bunches. And the trouble last year was they gave up a lot of points, which is what cost them some games. And this year they're hoping to rectify that situation.
You're absolutely right, Mark. That's something I talked to Coach Reyes about, that he's excited that with defensive coordinator Michael Viva, that's what he's known for, defense. So they can mix it up. Be careful with the Warriors this year.
Vicente Vargas's kickoff is high and short, and it's in. Takes a Nicky Rowe bounce. Rowe might have it. At about the 35-yard line, it bounced right between some Edcouch Elsa blockers and then took a bounce back toward Nicky Rowe. And there's still a scramble for it. The officials haven't signaled yet. I think he's claiming Edcouch ball. And when the Edcouch players get a little bit of a warning there from the umpire.
Oh, yes. The officials are not going to put up with that. They have to make sure they maintain discipline. Now, Mark, there's no surprise right there. Coach Reyes is basically arguing that he felt that the Warriors had recovered. They actually had an excellent chance. I don't know how the Edcouch Elsa Yellow Jacket kid stole it. Probably, you know, anytime they're in a scramble, probably the balls switches hands all over the place, and it's that last kid with the last determination before the official just gets there that gets the credit for the ball.
Fernando Rodriguez appeared to have recovered it for Nicky Rowe, but you're right, during the scramble underneath, someone else may have gotten it. Here's the first play from scrimmage for Edcouch Elsa. It's a handoff to the fullback, Nino Sanchez. It's a senior, number 22 right there.
Nice hold right there by the defensive line for the Warriors. As you can tell, the style of defense, the players are on one knee, kind of resting in between players, in between plays, getting ready.
Just a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Shotgun formation. Marco Aguinaga the sophomore, is the quarterback. But as we talked about in pregame, they've got 2 other players in their backfield who are listed as quarterbacks on the roster.
And another flag, Mark, and this is what we're talking about, the jitters. We already have at least 5-6 flags so early in the game.
And that's a false start. That'll be the 3rd penalty against this Edcouch Elsa team.
If we take a look at the Edcouch Elsa offense, Mark.
Yeah, we mentioned Aguinaga is a young quarterback there. Ricky Moreno is in there in the backfield along with Andrew Seguro, who can also play quarterback. And then the rest of the crew there. And there's a hit in the backfield, bounces off like a pinball and surges across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line. Determined run there by Lino Sanchez once more.
That was a tough run by Sanchez for only a short gain, but right away the Warriors are looking good on defense. As you take a look at the Warrior defense.
And the Warriors this year with 6 seniors, 4 juniors, and a sophomore. And that group right there, Aaron Ramirez, Josh Holly, touted pretty high at linebacker. Manny Asensio, defensive lineman, is back after starting last season. There's Aguinaga rolling out, pass is incomplete, and intended for number 2, Ricky Moreno, out of the backfield.
And the Warrior defense, on the first opportunity of the year, they have a hole, something they had a lot of problems with in the past years. And right away, you could tell Uribe is mixing it up. Defensive coordinator, on a couple of plays, he had 3 defensive linemen down, and then he had 4, and he did send in some linebackers.
So punt formation here for Rowe, for Edcouch Elsa. 4th and 10. They will punt it away. Nice high punt. Bounces at the Rowe 30-yard line. And then down by Edcouch Elsa at about the 29. That was number 14, Chon Hernandez. Is one of their top receivers back from last year, also playing there on the special team. They'll spot the ball at the Rowe 28-yard line. 6:40 to play here in the first quarter, and Rowe up 7-0 after going 75 yards on their first possession to score. Josh Chavez with a 45-yard run to put the Warriors in front here in the early going.
And here in the second possession, we'll see what kind of adjustments will Coach Joel Marichelar will do for the Edcouch Elsa Yellow Jackets. And as we talked, Mark, he is known for defense. He was quite the linebacker back in that day where they had an undefeated season, and he was like the Mike Singletary on the defense, just a hard-nosed kid that would, you come right in front of you, he will knock you out. As we take a look at my buddies here, the referee Andy Scott, back judge Joel Salas, umpire Mitch Reinitz, head linesman Jose Montemayor, and the line judge Andy Castro.
It's a veteran crew there, isn't it? I've seen some of those names before.
Yeah, and I can tell you a story about Andy Scott. Several years ago, he forgot to turn off the mic, and he spoke, and he basically burned out the speakers on one side of the stadium.
Wow, it's a pretty commanding voice there. 1st and 10. After the penalty, they move it up past the 40-yard line. Here's Rowe, and a sweep to the left. It's Eno Rios trying to turn that corner, and Edcouch Elsa defenses that well. Tackled by number 8, Santos Lopez.
And it looks like Coach Reyes, he's very well scouted, and people know he likes to throw the ball, so now he's mixing it up, making it difficult, and running the ball a little bit more often than we're used to.
And now here's a pass. This is bobbled but caught at the 50-yard line, and it looks like it's close to a first down there for Nicky Rowe, and that's the first catch of the year for Victor Adames. It's a junior. He started last year as a sophomore.
Quick throw by Bosques. It's always hard to get to the quarterback for the Warriors because he doesn't take much time to throw. And one thing that the Yellow Jackets should be real careful about is that you don't want to get this offensive machine going so early in the game, because then it makes it even harder to stop.
It was enough for a first down, so here's Vasquez. Quarterback draw into Edcouch territory at the 45, bounces outside and is brought down at about the 41-yard line. He was pulled down by Edcouch's number 12, J.J. Flores.
And so far this offense is about reading the defense, and Bosques is doing an excellent job of reading what the defense is giving him.
6-yard pickup for Vasquez. Here Vasquez again on a bit of a busted play. Is going to lose yardage this time, back to about the 45.
Bosquez a little bit too anxious. Try to take off before he actually got the ball. And those are the jitters early in the season. Small mistakes that we should not see in week 4, week 5.
We'll bring up 3rd down and 9 after the loss of yardage. You can see Bosquez with some determined action there, but 4 Yellow Jackets back there. There we go on 3rd down and long. Here's a pass, caught, 1st down and more. Raul Juarez breaks the tackle, now loses the football. And it looks like Nicky Rowe has it. Nicky Rowe jumps on it, and Johnny on the spot is number 9, Joseph Moreno.
Good job on Moreno. Nice throw by Bosquez, quick throw. Everything was looking good, nice little run, except, once again, the turnovers playing a role, but didn't happen.
Trying to run this one up the middle.
And you know who was there on defense right there? Ray Dinal Guerra. Very active early on.
Number 68. This is Eno Rios trying to generate something there. Rios has a lot of speed. He's got 4.38 speed in the 40. And I know Nicky Rowe will try to, if they can get him into the open field, he can just take off. But so far, Edcouch has been able to keep him bottled up. 2nd down and 8. Juarez goes in motion. And now Rios will shift to the wingback. Bosquez rolls out left, pass is tipped, and then incomplete, intended for Rios.
I got to give credit to the Warrior offensive line. It looked like the defense in front 4 for the Yellow Jackets was trying to draw them out on an illegal procedure penalty, but they were very much disciplined, didn't move. Doing a good job here early in the season.
Yeah, it was tipped by 85 Alex Garza, the defensive end. Edcouch Elsa. There's Nicky Rowe cheerleaders. Now you're back to live action. Goes to the sophomore Moreno. Moreno has big yardage. 1st down and more inside the 20, up near the 15-yard line. Pickup of 17 on the play, and they convert on 3rd down.
And what makes this play, makes it look easy. So far, the offense is doing a great job. A lot of open receivers.
Nicky Rowe with high-powered offense here, and here's a big hole there initially there for Rios, and then not upended there by number 11. Who was that?
That's Christian Valdez, a junior. Did a good job of coming up and making the tackle because there was an opening. He doesn't make the tackle.
They had put Rios in motion and tried to get it to him on a sweep to one side. Yeah, good open field tackle there by Valdez. So 2nd down and 9 at the Edcouch 14-yard line. 3:13 to play in the 1st quarter. Rowe up by a touchdown. Here's Bosquez trying to bounce it outside. Has room at the 10. Cuts inside at the 5. Touchdown! Nicky Rowe Warriors. 2 touchdowns in front. And the junior quarterback has his team in the lead, 13-0.
This play worked, Mark, because of the deception. Coach Reyes is like playing a chess game here, and he's setting you up on defense. He has a play to the left, a play up the middle, a quick pass, and this one was a fake. Pretty much with Bosquez's athletic ability, he was able to go into the end zone.
Vargas's extra point is up, and it is good. And it's now Rowe 14, Edcouch Elsa nothing. 3:04 to play here in the 1st quarter. We'll take another look at the touchdown here, 14-yard run. Quarterback draw here by Bosquez. Look at that nice block by Rios, number 23, to allow him to bounce outside.
And also a nice block to hold his block was Darian Garcia, offensive lineman for the Warriors.
Number 71, the offensive tackle out there.
And look at them having fun. You think they scripted that right there, Mark?
I think they've practiced it before.
And
Zach Pelshaw, the number 74 there, getting some good vertical leap there.
That's right. And it's good for these kids to enjoy themselves. That's what sports is all about. I know in the NFL sometimes you overdo it, they'll give you a penalty for celebrating.
14-0 now for Nicky Rowe in that drive. 7 plays, 72 yards. Took 3:36 off the clock, so a pair of 3.5-minute drives. And the Warriors have the ball. They move quickly, don't they?
That is, and I think this offensive possession for the Yellow Jackets is going to be very important. They need to try to stay on the field a little bit because this Warrior offense is hot right now. And the only way, or one of the ways we can try to slow them down is by keeping them off the field. And I know one time I talked to Coach Bill Littleton about that, and he says the way you can stop the Warrior offense is by keeping your offense on the field so you can keep the Warrior defense on the sideline.
Short kickoff, bounces at the 40-yard line. And Nicky Rowe nearly got that one. Everybody has to be ready on Nicky Rowe's kickoffs, but Edcouch Elsa picks it up. That was 32, Joel Cardosa. You see here on the replay.
Coach Reyes has been known to do that. He doesn't mind little gadget plays on the kickoffs. He doesn't have a problem with the other team. For the opponent starting close to the 40-yard line, he'll take that risk, see if he can get a fumble.
Yeah, I was saying it shows confidence in your defense when you take chances like that, knowing that they'll be able to hold the team even though they're going to have good field position. Aguinaga in there at quarterback. He'll hand this off. That looks like Ricky Moreno, his first carry, and he's across the 40 up to about the 43. Bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets do not have a first down yet. Nicky Rowe has 7.
On that play, Manny Ascancio came up to help out from the defensive secondary. But a bunch of Warriors in defense right there. Also number 40, Luis
Cáceres, yes. 4-down lineman for Nicky Rowe, 4-3 defense. And this one hit in the backfield and going nowhere. It's going to be a loss of 2 and 3 Warriors back there. I see 55, Ernest Martinez and Asensio in there again. Yeah, look at him come off his block number 8 and wrap him up.
And that's exactly what Asensio did, quickness.
And also Luis Cáceres, defensive end, got in there. So 3 of the 4 defensive linemen getting in there on that tackle. 3rd down and 8 now after a loss of a yard.
Penalty mark.
This looks like it's going to be against Edcouch Elsa once more. That'll bring up 3rd and 13.
And anytime you go from a 3rd and 8, actually it doesn't look like, I think they picked up the penalty. And a timeout.
Timeout called by the Yellow Jackets. 3rd down and 8 they're facing. And they did pick up the penalty, you said?
It looks like that because we still have a 3rd and 8.
That looks like they did. Minute 55 to go here in the first quarter. Nicky Rowe has had the ball twice. They've generated touchdowns both times. They lead 14-0 here in this season opener for both teams. It's a non-district game. Nicky Rowe this year will have 4 non-district games before they open up district play in October. Yeah, it looks like Joe Marichelar, the head coach there with the sunglasses there in the middle of his shirt. Got the big E. He had shorts on in the pregame, but I guess he got a little more formal for the actual game in his second year as head coach. Long pass here on 3rd down and 8 is incomplete, and that was intended for their top receiver, John Hernandez. Hernandez looked like he was open on that throwback pass, but they were unable to connect. Nicky Rowe cheerleaders happy about that. Under the direction of Coach Larissa Cantu.
So far, all the momentum very clearly on the Warrior side. And look out, this was an important possession for the Yellow Jackets, and now they have to give it up to a very hot offensive machine.
Edcouch set up for their second punt of the game and is forced to use their second timeout of the first half. Still a minute 46 to go in the first quarter.
That's very typical here early in the season. You're going to get a lot of timeouts, little disorganization. But this is what these games are all about, Mark. Early in the season, you try to clean up your mistakes, your turnovers, your unforced penalties that you create on your own.
What's a coach's approach to a game like this? It's non-district. It won't count for you or against you in terms of playoff competition. How much are you trying to win the game? How much of it is just using it as a teaching opportunity?
I think a big key to any early season games is making sure you come out with no players being hurt. But a big key is to try to find out what your team is all about early, and then work on your mistakes. Work on your mistakes, and by the time you get to district play, you're ready to go, because those are the bread and butter games.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Edcouch Elsa comes back out in punt formation. That's Eno Rios back to receive the punt, standing at his 20-yard line. Nice high punt by Edcouch. This will be fielded at the 25. It's loose. And it looks like Edcouch Elsa may have gotten it. Edcouch Elsa gets the first turnover of the evening, recovered by 28, Juan Borjas.
And that's exactly what Coach Marichalar needed, and the Edcouch Elsa Yellow Jackets. Gives them a little hope. It gives them a little hope here early to stay in the game. Basically, Eno Rios had problems with it right away. And let's see if this helps the Yellow Jackets offensive team.
Yeah, minute 38 to go here in the first quarter, and the first sign of life for Edcouch. They have the ball 1st and 10 at the Rowe 29-yard line after a fumble recovery on the punt. They tried to option right side, toss it to Moreno, and Moreno wrapped up after a nice gain up to about the 23-yard line, a pickup of 6.
And this is basically the first time that Yellow Jackets have some positive gain that puts their offense in a better position. Good decision right there by Aguinaga. What he tried to do was draw the defense to him and made a decision to pitch it out before, and then Taylor Clow did a good job maintaining his position to make the tackle.
Clow, a senior linebacker. So 2nd down and 4 now at the Rowe 23. Man goes in motion for Edcouch Elsa. Aguinaga back to pass. It's a little high and incomplete, intended for John Hernandez.
And even though this play didn't work, Aguinaga slightly threw the ball behind the receiver. But this is the type of plays we're talking about, Mark, that they'll fix, they'll clean it up, and as the season goes on, they'll be able to execute that play.
Edcouch also having a little trouble getting the passing game engine started. They're 0 for 3 right now.
Yeah, but the receiver was open. Sean Hernandez, who you talked about early, there was a penalty, Mark? Could have been a late hit.
We're looking at the replay. There was a penalty against Nicky Rowe. So this will be a first down.
Anytime the referee throws a penalty, more than likely it was a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, that'll be the first down of the game for Edcouch Elsa. And now we've got a timeout called. And I believe that's going to be Edcouch Elsa's final timeout of the first half. We're still in the first quarter. We see Coach Marichalar come out there along with his offensive assistants. 3 timeouts all used on this drive here by the Yellow Jackets.
Well, Mark, actually with the 1st and 10, with 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter, the Warriors up 14-0. Now the Warriors are the ones that are making the mistakes. First the fumble, and then that penalty that gave the Yellow Jackets a first down. As Coach, you take a look at the top of the right screen, you take a look at Coach Mike Uribe, who used to be here together with Coach Reyes. Both of them were under Coach Tony Harris at McAllen High School several years ago. I wonder if Coach Harris was watching this game, who would he be rooting for?
There's a handoff right up the middle to Moreno. Nobody touches him. He goes in for the touchdown, 12 yards, and Edcouch Elsa is on the board with 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. And Edcouch Elsa has struck pay there for the first time.
Nice job by the middle of the offensive line for the Yellow Jackets as Moreno pretty much walked in there. But Mark, this is a sign of a good team, taking advantage of the opponent's mistakes. And that's what makes the Yellow Jackets a tough team.
So this will be Mauricio Ochoa to attempt the extra point. Moses Gomez will hold. There's the snap, good hold. Kick is up and away. It's a line drive, and it's good. And the score, Nicky Rowe 14, Edcouch Elsa now 7. 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Good game going here at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll take a look at the replay here of the touchdown. And there you see it right there. Moreno untouched. 12 yards into the end zone.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this momentum shift is going to affect the Warrior offense.
Let me correct myself. That's actually Eno Sanchez with the touchdown run, not Moreno. It's number 22, not number 2. And Elino Sanchez, the fullback, getting credit for that touchdown there for Edcouch Elsa.
And Mark, I went with your call, and I was also making a mistake, so I'll correct myself too. Lino Sanchez with that fine run right up the middle.
I guess there's a preseason for announcers too, isn't there?
Yes, sir. We're in preseason. We'll get them out.
We got some pregame jitters.
Pregame jitters, and that's a couple of turnovers by both of us, Mark, so far.
Maybe just old age, trying to see those jersey numbers from up here in the press box. But yeah, Lino Sanchez right there, number 22, the senior fullback. Knifes his way in there for the touchdown for the Jackets.
Either that, Mark, or we can make an excuse that the windows are kind of...
Yeah, a little bit of condensation on these windows here. Here's the kickoff now. This is going to be high and short, fielded on the near sideline. Nicky Rowe, good return there across the 30 up to about the 35-yard line. And now a late flag comes in. This could be a face mask.
By Santos,
a good return there by Jose
Santos
Chavez.
Lopez on the defense. Might have had nice tackle, but he could have had his hand in the face mask. And I know that I was getting some information from one of the guys. He's calling number 8B. Okay, so thank goodness he's not up here announcing, so we will be saying a face mask on B. My buddy, I think that's Erasmo. I want to clarify, Erasmo, that's not a B, okay? That's number 8.
And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty up to the Rowe 49-yard line.
You know, this right now, so far, these two teams, it's Christmas time, Mark. They're just giving each other gifts. Penalties and turnovers.
Two true 60 yards in penalties now on the Yellow Jackets. And here's a run by Chavez. And he's up, has a first down into Edcouch territory at about the 41-yard line. 10-yard pickup there by Chavez.
You got to be impressed by Jose Chavez. Nice speed, but boy, he has a quick burst. Once he decides he's going to put it into his second gear, he lowers his helmet. As we take a look at a quick throw. First, you got to catch the ball, and here's where he shows his quickness. Gains an additional 5-6 yards as a defensive player. He's probably going to be talked by the defensive coordinator, number 20. You can't tackle by grabbing shirts. And that was Christian Garcia Garza was trying to hang on to the shirt. Another penalty, Mark.
Oh, goodness. That was a good play there by Rowe, but it'll be negated as there's a holding penalty. And this will move it back 10 yards. We'll see if this was a spot foul or if they mark it off from the line of scrimmage. 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Rowe's up 14-7. They move it back to the Rowe 43-yard line. Fourth penalty on Nicky Rowe. And now here's the quarterback, Vasquez, trying to get the penalty yardage back. He gets about 4 up to the 47-yard line.
Nice tackle right there in the open field by linebacker junior Sammy Alanis.
As we take a look at the replay, the first quarter's come to an end. And at the end of one, it's Nicky Rowe 14, Edcouch Elsa 7. Pretty exciting first quarter there. And we've got a second quarter coming up. We'll take a look at this highlight package as we go to break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. Have switched ends. Rowe now moving from left to right, and on 3rd down and 8, Vasquez tries to keep it again, crosses the 50 into Edcouch territory, and is going to be down at about the 48-yard line. He'll be short of the first down.
And here's the first call for Coach Reyes, and you know he likes to go for it, and that's what he's going to do. First opportunity on a 4th down and 8, about midfield, he's going for it.
And why not? It's non-district, as we'll see what your team can do. So 4th down here, and Vasquez plenty of time. Will hit Chavez in the backfield, picks up a block, 1st down and more into Edcouch territory down near the 31-yard line. A pickup of 17 yards on 4th down and 7.
And pretty much good call by Coach Reyes, as it was a read by Vasquez, and you got to put your good offensive player Jose Chavez in open field, and he rewards the coach with a 1st down. And we have every 3rd or 4th play, we have the little hanky-panky yellow flag on the field.
Yeah, another flag. The teams combined for 100 yards in penalties in that first quarter. And now 51 seconds into the second quarter, we have another penalty.
Hope the officials don't run out of flags, Mark.
Rowe, by the way, in the first quarter, picked up 97 yards rushing and 62 yards through the air. Edcouch Elsa was 29 yards rushing, none passing. First downs, 9-2 in favor of Nicky Rowe. 1st and 15 after the penalty. Long pass over the middle. It's caught and then dropped. Intended for the sophomore Moreno. Was unable to hang on. And that had touchdown written on it, but it'll bring up 2nd down.
What else can you say? So early in the season, the Warriors are looking good. Vasquez right where he needed to put it, and he had it in his hands. But sometimes when you think about that big touchdown, Joseph Moreno smelled the end zone. But that's something that even happens in the pros and in college.
And in fairness, it was raining quite a bit. Hasn't been raining during the game, but it is pretty humid out there. So with 10:45 to go here in the second quarter, we've got a timeout called by Nicky Rowe. That'll be their first one.
Timeout against the Warriors.
We'll see what Nicky Rowe decides to do.
And you were in a huddle as they're together. Coach Reyes talking to his player that just dropped the ball, and that's what a good coach does, Mark. They talk to that player, tell him, hey, it's going to happen. Keep your head up. You're going to have another opportunity. But Vasquez has been very impressive, not only with his running, that was a great throw. Very balanced offense. You said in the first quarter, what was the stats, Mark, for the Rowe Warriors? Very balanced.
97 yards rushing and 62 yards through the air. So about 159 yards of offense there in that first quarter.
And you would
take a look at the panorama of McAllen.
You would think that the stats would be a little bit more opposite, that the Warriors would have more passing than running, but because they're known for passing, the scouting report, Coach Reyes so far throwing in a lot of running.
Hey, Vasquez once again in the shotgun as Chavez goes into motion. Chavez a short out pattern, hits Moreno on the hook route at the 20-yard line, bounces outside down the sideline and touchdown. And the sophomore redeems himself for that play a moment ago and now has the touchdown. Nicky Rowe, their 3rd score of the night, just a minute and a half into the second quarter.
And Mark, that's what I was talking about, was that Moreno was there in the huddle with Coach Reyes. Noticed that he talked to him, just basically tell him, hey, keep your head up, you're going to have another chance. And right away, Coach Reyes showing his confidence. Vasquez did a good job on that throw, Mark, because he was rolling down and he wasn't in the pocket. That's another element that Hector Vasquez brings.
Oh, and then we have a botched snap on the extra point try. And this is bottled up, so Vargas does not get a chance to try to kick this one. And the extra point is no good. Nicky Rowe 20, Edcouch Elsa 7, 10:35 to play here in the second quarter. Here's another look at the touchdown. There you see Moreno, the sophomore receiver, as Vasquez rolled out. And it looked like kind of a hook route there by Moreno. And look at the vision there as he bounces this outside, turns on the afterburners, and races to the end zone. He's got a big stride there, doesn't he?
I gotta go back to the timeout, Mark. Moreno had just dropped the ball. Probably wasn't feeling too good about himself. And I spotted Coach Reyes talking to him, kind of getting on him, and probably telling him, knowing Coach Reyes, like, we don't have no time here to feel sorry for ourselves. You're going to have plenty of opportunities. It's early in the season. And right away, Coach Reyes went right back to him, and he redeemed himself, like you said, Mark.
Another economical drive there for Nicky Rowe. 6 plays, 66 yards, took only 3 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock. Nicky Rowe leads at 20-7. Here's another look at the extra point try. As Vasquez, the holder, unable to pick up that ball, and then Vargas, he goes and races after it. And that's important because in the high school ranks, the defense can return a missed extra point try or missed 2-point try all the way back, and they can pick up 2 points on that play. So Vargas heads up play there to follow on the football and prevent Edcouch Elsa from getting anything out of it.
Mark, maybe this gives us an opportunity to talk about that new rule, something with a 40-second clock and a 25-second clock.
Yeah, this year they've kind of adopted the NFL rule. They've gone to a 40-second clock. We'll get a shot of that for you in just a moment.
I think on the first possession, they go ahead and give you 25 seconds, and then right after that, depending on the situation, they go straight into the 40-second clock.
Okay, so you'll occasionally see that delay of game clock at 40 seconds, just like in the NFL uses. Aguinaldo wants to go long, and this is incomplete, intended for John Hernandez, and there is a flag down, however.
And that was a good call, easy call right there, as the defensive player hit the receiver before the ball got to the receiver. So Coach Reyes knows that that is the right call.
And that'll be a 15-yard penalty. It's not a spot foul like it is in the National Football League. The pass interference is a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. You know, they cut kind of the tail end on that play.
And because of the penalty, they will give him a 25-second clock.
So this will move the ball into Rowe territory at the 42-yard line. You see the Edcouch Elsa sideline there. Team went 9-2 last year, losing to Alice in the bi-district first round of the playoffs. There's a sweep to the left side. This is Andrew Segura. And Segura gets up to about the 37, a gain of 5.
And there's good containment there by the defense for the Warriors, Mark. And you can see the clock is winding down already, so it's at 30 seconds. So immediately after the play is over, that's when they start the clock.
That's the play clock that allows you how much time you have to run the next play.
And this is in an effort to speed up the game.
So 2nd down and 5 at the Rowe 37. They snap it to Aguinaga. Rolls out right, wants to go long. Man is there, it's incomplete, intended for Gomez. See, I don't see a flag
yes,
down,
I do.
and I think it's going to be an incomplete. Do you see one?
Yes, I do. I see one over there at about the 14-yard line. There was no doubt about it. Once again, there was contact while the ball was in the air. As we took a look at the replay, right there, Mark, the ball's still in the air, and the defensive player is holding. Easy call. All the camera people were calling it.
And we had a good isolation replay there. Moses Gomez, the intended receiver, and it is a pass interference, so that'll move it up to the Rowe 22-yard line and an automatic first down for Edcouch Elsa. So 2 costly penalties on this drive against Nicky Rowe. Here they are, 1st and 10 at the 22. They hand this off to number 2, that's Moreno. Moreno up inside the 20, a gain of 3. Gets to the 19. Edcouch Elsa up to 52 yards on the ground. Nicky Rowe's defense has kind of held them in check, although Edcouch scored on their last drive, and now Edcouch threatening here on this drive as they've got it to the Rowe 19. Coming up on 9 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Nicky Rowe 20, Edcouch Elsa 7. Aguinaga calls out the signals, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, bounces outside, hit at the 15, up to about the 12-yard line before he's wrapped up by the safety, Jaime Gonzalez, number 30 for Nicky Rowe. He's one of the returning starters and the defensive backfield there for the Warriors.
And Aguinaga showed you why only a sophomore and why he's starting. He's not only making some decent throws, he also is very quick on his feet. Very difficult to bring down. Only a sophomore. Anytime you start as a sophomore, Mark, you got to be a good athlete.
Pickup of 7. That'll put him up at the 12-yard line. First down here. And now a whistle right as they snap the football. Looks like this will be against the offense. And indeed it is. That'll be the 7th penalty here in this first half against Edcouch.
A little too anxious by the Yellow Jacket offense. They're on a roll. They want to get to the ball. They want to snap it quickly. But they're just, the rhythm is just slightly off.
We've got a different formation here. They've got 3 men in the backfield. And looks like one of them might be an offensive lineman. Just in there as a big fullback. So they hand it off to Sanchez, and he surges up to the 15-yard line after the penalty had moved him back to the 17.
Mark, as soon as they kill the clock on a play, that's when the play clock starts.
Here they go again, same formation, 3 men in the backfield. They toss this left. Sanchez breaks a tackle up to about the 10-yard line and then falls forward with a trio of defenders wrapped around him up to about the 8-yard line. Gain of 7 there for Sanchez.
Quick pitch to the right, to the left. A couple of Warriors missed on the tackle. Nice hustle play right there on the defensive side by Zach Pilshaw.
7.5 to play in the second quarter. 3rd down and 6 now for Edcouch Elsa at the 8-yard line. They toss this right. That's Sanchez. Tries to fight his way up the middle and up to about the 5, maybe the 4-yard line before he's brought down by number 8, Manny Asensio.
And that's going to make it a 4th. And there's your play clock, Mark. As soon as the play is over, now it starts, and it starts winding down at 40. But, Mark, it's going to be a 4th and 2. And you can bet that Coach Malachar is going to see what kind of offense he has, and he's going to go and put the pressure on the defense.
Okay, 4th down and 2. Edcouch Elsa will eschew the field goal. They'll go for it here. They're at the 4-yard line. They hand it off up the middle. That's Moreno. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Surges forward a little bit. This is going to be close. He needed the 2-yard line, and we'll see where they spot this football.
It all depends if it was a right foot mark or a left foot mark.
Well, those right foot, left foot deals, as John Madden used to say. Now, from what I saw initially, it looked to be just a little bit short.
The
And
defense,
they do have the ball spotted just a little bit short of the 2.
the defense did a good job on the penetration. So they're going to probably bring the chains in for this one.
Yeah, officials timeout. They'll bring in the chains to measure.
We
We have a first down
everything.
up on the scoreboard, but that's not official right now as we see a train moving through.
We got everything going today, Mark. We got the train. We had rainbows, double rainbows today.
Yeah.
Is there something you call that, Mark? It's going to be
And
short.
he's well short. He actually needed to get it inside the 2 and is nearly a yard short of the first down. So good defense there by Rowe. Good gamble by Edcouch Elsa. I have to applaud that even though they didn't get it. And Nicky Rowe's defense pays off there. They're up by 13 points, 20-7, and they get a turnover on downs.
And you take a look at the student body, the Rowe Warrior student body. They've always had a great following, great tradition, make a lot of noise. They always have that tomahawk shop.
So 6:39 to play here in the second quarter. Nicky Rowe takes over at the 3-yard line. And standing in his own end zone is Vasquez. He's going to keep this. Bounces it outside at the goal line. Now to the 5. First down and more up to about the 14-yard line. 11-yard run there by the junior quarterback.
Bosque continues to look good. He looked like he was in trouble. Yellow Jacket defense was there, and then Bosques put out a quick move, and all of a sudden he was out in the open field. As you take a look at new defensive coordinator Michael Uribe, I'll tell you what, this guy's a fired-up kind of defense. He's going to be screaming all night.
Vasquez will keep it again. Cuts inside at the 15, spins his way up to about the 19-yard line. And nice tackle there for Edcouch. That was the linebacker, Joel Cardosa. Nicky Rowe up to 11 first downs now in this game.
Well, it's because they take a nice hit here, and that's some of the things you got to be careful. Good hit there by defense.
Pass outside to the left. That looks like Chavez. Hit at the 30, still going at the 40. Now he's off to the races at the 50. Into Edcouch Elsa territory at the 30. Taken off down the sideline, the 10, and it's a touchdown. A touchdown by Jose Chavez from 81 yards. And Nicky Rowe's up 26-7.
That's a highlight reel, Mark, because he broke a tackle. And we always talk about yards after contact. Chavez was hit, stayed on his feet. Real quick, Mark, as you alluded to earlier, that speed in the 40. There's no way you're going to get up to him once he's in open field. And he actually slowed down, Mark. Once he was at about the 10-yard line, he knew he was not going to get caught, and he actually slowed down. So I'm wondering if Coach Reyes is going to talk to him and say, hey, anytime you have the opportunity to go, you don't slow down.
Yeah, it's a little bit like trotting during a home run, isn't it? And there's the snap for the extra point. Vargas, the extra point kick is up and good. And he's now 3 for 3 in this game. Nicky Rowe 27, Edcouch Elsa 7, 5:48 to play here in the second quarter. We'll take a look at this replay again. Short little pass from Vasquez to Chavez. And Chavez is going to work some magic here for 81
there,
yards.
Mark. 2 missed tackles.
And then look at the speed here. So you see the safety was trying to cut him off, and he just outruns him.
And then he slows down about at the 20-yard line.
It had such a big lead. You can see there's, even as we look at the replay here, no defender is even in the frame with Chavez as he scores his second touchdown of the night and of the season. And it's Rowe up by a commanding 27-7 score here with just under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Chavez with 2 touchdowns, Moreno has 1, and the quarterback Vasquez has 1. And Vargas with the 3 extra points.
I'm wondering what middle schools in McAllen this kid went to. There are 3 feeder schools that go to Rowe, Boston Middle School, Lincoln Middle School, and De Leon Middle School. I'm pretty sure one of those middle school coaches.
I'm sure, we don't give them enough credit, do they? I mean, that's where a lot of these players start off and learn some of their fundamentals. It's at the middle school level. And if you have good middle school coaches who can preach those fundamentals, then you really see the payoff when they get to the varsity level. And we see Chavez there. All smiles right now for Nicky Rowe here in their season opener. Here is the kick by Vargas. This is a squib quick kick down to the left side, fielded at the 20-yard line, and picked up and run, hit at the 35, and then pushed out of bounds. About a 15-yard return there for number 2. That was Moreno. And looks like the tackle there by Rowe's number 7, Frank Silva, senior defensive lineman. So this Edcouch Elsa team will start off at the 34-yard line. It's a young team, as we said. They did go to the playoffs last year, but had to replace 17 of their 22 starters from last season. So a very young Yellow Jacket squad here, now trailing 27-7 to this formidable Nicky Rowe team. Aguinaga still at quarterback. Bullet pass is incomplete. It looked like defending on the play there was a linebacker, number 42, Aaron Ramirez. And intended for number 2, I think, Moreno. Yeah, that was Moreno, the intended receiver. Also defending on that play was another linebacker, number 5, Taylor Clow. So second down and 10 at the Edcouch 34-yard line. See Ramirez there, a linebacker, waiting to read that play. And here it's fumbled in the backfield. Aguinaga has it now, throws it over the middle, and it's incomplete. he was just trying to get rid of that one, and he's now 0 for 5 passing. This will bring up 3rd down and 10.
This is the type of plays that will happen when you have a young quarterback. They make some simple, unforced mistakes as he was looking up and not at the ball. Try to make something happen, and once your timing is off, there was a penalty right there, Mark. We could have had a late hit.
Yeah, so we were looking at the replay. There's a penalty being marked off against Nicky Rowe, so this will be a 15-yard penalty. It was a personal foul against the Warriors and an automatic 1st down. That moves it up to the Edcouch 49-yard line. 8th penalty of the 1st half against Nicky Rowe. 5.5 to play here in the 1st half. Snap to Aguinaga. Long pass is caught. That's a 1st down. Moses Gomez has the catch, and he's deep into Rowe territory to the 34-yard line. A pickup of 18 yards.
And that's got to give Aguinaga some confidence as he finally, with 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter, he finally gets his first completion of his career, and probably a very promising career before he finishes. He's only a sophomore.
Coming up on 5 minutes to play in the 1st half. They're in Rowe territory at the 34-yard line. Pass to the other side, and this one is complete. And fighting his way up to close to the 25-yard line. That was number 11, Christian Valdez.
And now he's got back-to-back completions. Aguinaga does. And once you get a couple of completions, that opens up your offense. The defense cannot key on you any more than you're just going to be running the ball. So now that you got a couple of completions, it gets the defense on their toes.
Completed his last 2 for 24 yards. 2nd down and 4 now. We're at the Rowe 28-yard line. Aguinaga rolling out. Can't find anybody. Looks like he may have gone down. It throws the ball. It's incomplete. We'll see if they rule that he was down by contact or an incomplete pass. They're calling it 3rd down.
And we'll take a look at the replay, Mark. Was his knee down? It looked like his...
Well, it looks like he kept himself up with his left hand. I didn't see his hip or his knee touch. So it looks like an athletic play there by the quarterback. Alas, it did go incomplete.
They did credit him that he was down. I think he did fall on his gluteus maximus, and they did count him down. But that was another young mistake because he should have gotten rid of the ball a little bit earlier and waited too much.
Yeah, you're right. They did call him down by contact. So loss of 10 yards. 3rd and 14 now as they complete this short pass to Gomez. And Gomez up to about the 33-yard line, a pickup of 5.
Nice defensive play right there on the defensive side for the Warriors. George Guerra, after he came in and put pressure on the quarterback, he came back to make the tackle. A very nice hustle play by George Guerra.
So he did a play-action fake there, and then the short pass to Gomez.
And here's where Guerra comes up and makes the tackle.
Good block by the center, Elijah Sanchez, number 53 for Edcouch. 4th down and 8, they're going to go for it. Long pass down the right sideline. 2 receivers there, and it looks like it's intercepted by Nicky Rowe. And that was Alan Morales, the senior cornerback, who comes up with it. Yeah, and that's a turnover. It would have been a turnover on downs anyway, but Morales gets one on the score sheet there as he picks that one off.
And you wonder maybe if the coach is going to say something. We do have a penalty on the Yellow Jackets, maybe an illegal receiver downfield mark. But on that play, the ball was on the 33-yard line, and it was 4th down. You think maybe the best play here is to just knock it down. Knock it down. You don't have to intercept it, because when you do intercept it, now the ball is going to be on the 8-yard line instead of the 33-yard line. But then again, who can tell a kid when they have an opportunity for an interception, why not you take it? So that's something that maybe I'll ask Coach later, Coach Reyes, to see what's the strategy.
Yeah, you almost like a short punt there, but I know Morales happy to have picked that one off. Nice athletic play. Vasquez will keep it on 1st down, across the 10 to about the 11-yard line, picks up 4 yards.
And even though the ball is at about to own the Warrior 10-yard line, they got 90 yards to go. With 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go. It's very easy for the Warriors to go downfield. It's a good tackle there. Give credit to Julio Contreras. the Yellow Jacket defense.
Yeah, number 90. Snap to Vasquez, going to throw it over the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for Moreno. And attempting an interception there, the safety, Victor Valdez, is a junior.
That was a dangerous pass for Vasquez. That's actually the first pass that maybe
Vasquez
slipped out of his hands, because that was
now
a
7
dangerous
for
pass.
11 for 110 yards. So 3rd down and 6 here for the Warriors. Vasquez, quarterback draw, has a big hole, gets past the linebacker. 1st down and more at the 20, at the 30, now taking off still, then chasing at the 50 into Edcouch territory and down to the 44-yard line. A huge run there of 45 yards there for Vasquez.
And if it wasn't for Christian Valdez, Vasquez would have been gone, but that quarterback draw is giving the Yellow Jacket defense fits.
Yellow Jacket territory, 43.
46 yards on that carry for a big 1st down. They convert on 3rd down.
And that's what I was talking about, Mark, that with 3 minutes to go, even though the Warriors had the ball at their own 10-yard lines, with the type of offense that's run by the Warriors, 2 minutes and a half is a lot of time.
Warriors up to 164 yards on the ground. Here's a lateral over to Rios. Rios bounces it outside the 40 and then is forced out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. He was forced out by Victor Valdez for Edcouch Elsa. So we see Rios there track back to the huddle. And there's the Nicky Rowe cheerleaders.
Nice catch and run by Rios, but Joseph Moreno, receiver, doing a good job of blocking upfield. I mean, the receivers, they don't really block. They just entertain the defense and get in the way.
So here we hand it off to Chavez, or rather Rios on the left side, breaks a tackle, spins his way at the 20, still going to the 14-yard line, determined running there. See, puts it out for 18 yards on that run.
The Warrior offense making it look easy. Nice read by Vasquez, handoff right there. And Rios is a tough runner. You're not just going to bring him down. He's a senior. You're not going to bring him down real easy.
Brought down by 25, Rigo Ayala, linebacker. Not before he picked up the 1st down. Minute 35 to play in the 1st half. Vasquez wants to keep it and is hit in the backfield now and is going to be stopped at about the 15. Going to be a loss of 1. Wrapped up by the tackle, Gabriel Rodriguez, number 77 for Edcouch Elsa.
And I'll tell you what, defensive coordinator Danny Perez for the Yellow Jackets is going to have a lot of adjustment he has to do, because Yellow Jacket defense is having a lot of trouble on those quarterback draws and on the quick throws. It's going to be a lot of interesting conversations in that.
2nd down and 12 at the 16-yard line in Edcouch territory. 1 minute to go. Vasquez is going to keep this himself, and he's brought down at about the 15-yard line. So gains only 1 yard, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long. Rowe does have 2 timeouts to work with as the clock ticking at 45 seconds right now.
Let's give a tackle credit right there for the Yellow Jackets for Jesus Tenjero. Timeout.
Yeah, Rowe's going to use their 2nd timeout. 39 seconds left in the 1st half. Rowe 27, Edcouch Elsa 7, but Rowe trying to add to that score right here before halftime. They're facing a 3rd and 11 from the Edcouch 15-yard line. This drive sparked by a 46-yard run by Vasquez that came on 3rd down as he ran it all the way from his 11-yard line to the Edcouch 43. Then there was a 17-yard run by Rios that took him all the way to the 14-yard line.
And this is going to be a big defensive possession for the Yellow Jackets defense, because they're already down 20. And right before halftime, you don't want to make it where you're going to be down 27 points and then the momentum really on the Rowe Warrior side. So if they can make a stop here, Mark, they've been outplayed heavily. They're down by 20. It could be like a momentum booster for the Yellow Jackets.
Give them something to build on for the 2nd half. So we see Coach Paul Reyes, Nicky Rowe. Tonight was Parents' Night, but because of the rain, they had to postpone that. So we'll have to recognize the parents at a later date. So 3rd down and 11 here for Nicky Rowe at the Edcouch 15-yard line. 39 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. Rowe up by 20, but trying to add to that lead. They still have 1 timeout left. They got 3 receivers left, 2 to the right as Vasquez wants to throw, looks over the middle, and it's caught. Touchdown! Ito Rios, his first touchdown of the season. And the Warriors now with 33 points and 32 seconds left before halftime.
And that's got to be a demoralizing play for the Yellow Jackets defense as Vasquez making it look easy. Good job by the offensive line for the Warriors, not only blocking on that play, but just the whole first half.
And there's the extra point is up and good. Vargas with his fourth extra point tonight. And it's Nicky Rowe 34, Edcouch Elsa 7, although there might be a flag down. Let's see if they talk this over. They haven't put the point up on the board yet. Now they say it's good. And we'll take a look at the replay. So score 34-7. Here's another look at the touchdown. Looked like Vasquez looked to his left, didn't have anybody open, went back to over the middle, and Rios was there on the post route. Caught it in the back of the end zone. And it's a touchdown. The score 34-7. Warriors in a commanding lead here with 32 seconds to play in the first half. See, for Nicky Rowe, they've got gaudy yardage totals here. They've got 181 yards on the ground, 125 through the air. Over 300 yards of offense here in this first half. 5 touchdowns to show for it. Rios, Moreno, Vasquez, and then Chavez with 2 touchdowns.
Let's go, Warriors! Damn, that fucking fan feels.
Hurry down to the concession stand, come back up. Both shows will be playing at halftime.
Well, Mark, what can you say? Mark, it's 34-7.
Coming up in the near future.
What an impressive first game of the year. It probably surprises a lot of people that the Warriors are just clicking on all cylinders. And that also goes back, Mark, to the X factor that we said, how would the Warrior defense do? And since the Warrior defense is doing pretty good, what that means that the Rowe offense gets back on the field more often. And since they're clicking on all cylinders, 34-7, 5 touchdowns.
You saw Christian Valdez back there to receive, but this won't go to him. It's a squib kick fielded at the 30. And then trying to get outside there is Chon Hernandez. And he's wrapped up at the 35 and forced out by Aaron Ramirez at about the 36-yard line. So there'll be 22 seconds left, and Edcouch Elsa out of timeouts. See what they can do here. Down 34-7. Vasquez, by the way, has completed 8 of 12 passes, 125 yards, and 3 touchdowns here tonight. He's also run one in himself, so he's been a factor in 4 of the 5 touchdowns here for Nicky Rowe. He's only a junior. So see what Edcouch Elsa can do here. They need a couple of long completions. Nicky Rowe has only 2 down linemen here on this play as they got kind of a prevent defense out there. They're going to rush 4 as this is going to be a quarterback draw to the left side. And Aguinaga hesitates as he crosses the 45 and is tackled inbounds at about the 46, and so that'll probably be the last play of the half. Clock stopped at 13 seconds, but that's only so they can move the chains.
So far, a total domination by the Warrior football team.
And actually, he did not pick up the first down. It's 2nd down and 9. And the clock has indeed run out. And we are at halftime. So, the halftime score, Nicky Rowe 34, Edcouch Elsa 7. Got off to a late start here at McAllen Bennett's Memorial Stadium, but we're seeing some fireworks out there, especially from the Warriors. We'll take a break. We'll have the halftime action. We'll have the bands for you. The Edcouch Elsa Marching Band, followed by the Nicky Rowe Warrior Marching Band that got Division I at sweepstakes in Pigskin last year and is geared to do it again this year. So that'll do it for the first half. We'll be back. See you for the second half. I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna. This is Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV.